Hello, welcome to Listen.
Teacher Chatter.
This is Robin.
And Jill.
And we are so excited to be back this week.
Because we're by ourselves. No, just kidding.
Finally, no one's going to fight over the microphone with us.
Actually, if you are watching on YouTube, you will notice that our background went to being plain again.
I know. And we really weren't invited back when I thought we were going to be.
I think that we need to get those contracts signed sooner than later for the Oscars next year so we can get some keys.
Yes. I think they're probably my keys in the mail.
Yeah, that's right. Something like that, right? Yes. All right, you want to jump in here?
Yes. So we're going to start with our highs and lows. And I'll let you go first.
Thank you so much. So I'm gonna start with my low. And I'm actually gonna back up to this last weekend because I think a lot of people saw that we were having issues with. We said that it was like you don't even know what it took to get the podcast out, and so it's gonna be a low, but I think I'm gonna turn it around. You know, with positivity can do that.
I love it.
And so we record our podcast, obviously not like on Monday mornings.
We get up really early at 3 a.m. because we love you guys that much.
Yes. So we do them ahead of time. And in this, I do the editing. Robin's going to jump in and start doing that too.
I'm going to keep encouraging. And maybe if it's as simple, but when I edit, we're going to listen to 15 minutes because I can't edit. But anyway, go ahead.
So I go into edit and basically the first 14 minutes are fine. And I get to this point and it won't let me go any further. And it's not going any further. And so I get in this freak out mode. I go to school, try different things, all the things. Nothing is working. And I can't get past this 14-minute mark. Go to Robin's house, pretty much in tears.
There was a few tears.
Yeah, because obviously we want to get stuff out to everybody weekly. And we had felt so good about doing our episodes with Dr. Bauman. We had already had him do it twice.
Because the first episode, first round.
Yeah.
My computer died.
Yeah.
And we thought we would just live on the edge. Jill did not think we should live on the edge. Chris and I were like, we can keep doing it. Well, it died.
Yeah.
It said it saved, and then it did not save, so we had to redo it another time.
So that was the first. Yeah. So then this one, all these issues are happening. And honestly, the best way I can describe it is that I really think it was just like, I don't know if I want to say a spiritual battle or
no, I 100% agree.
The devil attacking our podcast. And I know that sounds maybe weird, but in the same sense, when we finally got where Robin could download it, but she could only download it to her computer and it wouldn't go anywhere else. And we could have all of the audio, but we couldn't get it anywhere else. And when Robin looked at it, the part where it was trying to not let us go any further was when Dr. Bauman brings up that there was a church that had given these letters saying how he's praying for us, praying for the school, praying for him. And then we have a conversation about basically that we've heard a lot of people saying that. And
the exact part. It's crazy.
If you listen to the podcast, you'll notice that there's a big chunk that sounds weird. And then we know that the volume wasn't great, and I apologize for that. But it took a lot. It did take a miracle for that to end up happening. And I ended up having to overlay stuff, and it was just a deal. And it all worked out. But I think when we're doing something that we know God has put in our lives, and we do feel like this podcast is something that God's wanting us to do, the devil's going to put things in our way. And even though I knew that like those were things that were being taken place, it was still really hard.
Yeah.
It was an obstacle and it was a challenge. And there's that part that made me want to quit. But then I was like, I'm not doing that. And so seeing that come back around was just like one of those things, like a small miracle.
Yeah.
But a thing where I know, and if you haven't listened to our previous episodes with Dr. Bauman, I challenge you to do so because I definitely feel like people get a different take on him.
100%.
And we just had a great time. Like we really, really did. And so I hope that's what other people got out of it. So my low was that it was an issue.
And I just want you to know that we had to solve this by, I took my phone, literally, laid it on my computer and recorded it on my voice notes.
Yeah.
The whole thing and then uploaded it. So, I mean, really, we pieced it together and it turned out great. But I am telling you, it did not want to come out. God, the devil did not want it to come through.
So there's a reason for that. So make sure if you haven't listened that you check it out. My high for the week, though, I'm going in a different direction. My son had his first 7th grade football game. Like he is an official Tiger now. And I was just so proud, really, of his team in general. Like seeing them all come together. They won. The other team didn't even score.
Oh, I wouldn't expect anything less.
And it was just one of those like proud moments, like for all of the kids involved. And he was excited. We were excited. And sitting there in the stands as a parent and getting to see your kid just enjoying what they're doing, but also like being in the crowd of people and like, this is real. Like we're really a part of the athletic system now. And so that
like
was
a big
just
kid thing.
It is like a big kid. And
I'm
so
gonna come to some of the games.
You should.
I'm actually really excited.
It was so much fun. I saw your daughter there.
She was there.
I know. And
she
I was
didn't
like,
tell me she was going.
Rude.
I think that was rude.
Maybe she didn't want to hang out with her mom.
I mean, that might be it. Guess what? I'm going to show up anyway. So,
So it was fabulous. And all those kids are working so hard. And, you know, 7th grade's one of those things, too, where there's so much change in those boys and their bodies. So there's like men out there. And I'm like, my kid is not a man right now, but he's fast. So just run around him, son. So anyway, I was real proud of him. So, all right. You're up.
All right. Well, your low has such depth. Mine is not.
There's always different levels with this, Robin. But I am drinking a Sprite this week. For anybody that knows me, I don't typically drink soda, and I'm drinking a soda on this Friday. So
wow, is that kind of day?
It's a Friday.
Just tell me you're not having the stomach flu. Okay?
No, that's not it. That's not it.
We're like breathing right on this microphone.
I almost got a cherry Pepsi, but I thought it may be too much.
Hey. Cherry Dr. Pepper.
Oh my gosh. Well, I would be like hyped up big time. Not worth it.
Well, that's probably why I am. But anyway, my low, and I know we have talked about this before, but I went to get my hair cut this week. And I am becoming Cruella DeVille.
What?
I got one gray piece of hair right here.
Oh, like a big one, like all the way down?
It's starting right here.
Leave it, Robin. Go natural. Do it.
Like, oh my goodness. And I told the lady, I said, what are we going to do about this? And he went, it was like several, but it's like right here. Like I'm trying to do it like a fashion statement, but it's not
I can't even tell. It's your highlight.
And pushed it back. But I'm going to be Cruella. She's not even a nice person. So that's my low, and I'm going to get over it. But
she's not even a nice person.
No.
If she was...
if she was like saving the world and was a superhero, maybe I would.
Isn't there a girl on the X-Men that has that one piece?
I don't watch X-Men, but
you should watch it.
Okay.
It's the girl, if she touches people, they freeze. But she's a good person.
Maybe I'm all frozen. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, so that's been very sad this week. And I have to wait a whole month before I can think what to do with it. So if you see it and I'm...
So if anybody has any ideas for Robin, go ahead and send those in.
Just to color this one little piece right here.
Just get a black Sharpie or a brown Sharpie.
I did too.
As teachers, sometimes you just got to make it happen.
And at first I was like, oh, it's just the highlight. It's blonde. No, that's like white. It's white. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's my low. My very low. Anyway.
You're very low. You're there.
Anyway, my high on the good notes. Mm-hmm. I was actually having a meeting, and my friend I was having a meeting. Haley's like, your high should be that. I saw you today.
Yes.
So you know what? A shout out to Haley.
Yeah.
I
asked you, by the way, if people ever told you what your high should be, and I thought it was really funny because I was in the room when she said that. She's like, your high is that you saw me, and I'm like, see, people do tell you what your high is for the week.
So you know what? A shout out to you, and I'm going to give another high, but you know what? That was a shout out. But I work with some hard kids sometimes, and this is the second year I've been doing this, so I have this relationship with these kiddos. And so one of my friends in 2nd grade, I was walking back with him, and all of a sudden I looked over and he just grabbed my hand and he wanted to tell me a story. And I said, there is no better feeling when a child just grabs your hand.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like saying, I love you and I trust you, Mrs. Hammonds. And I want you to hear a story from me. And I mean, my heart I wish I could package that feeling up.
Yeah.
And, it was just
when you need it on those other days.
Yes, because there's times he runs from me. I don't want you to think I'm a miracle worker, but when he held my hand, and he's done it lately several times, and it's just that gentle, where like, I know you walk beside me. And so that's really was a great thing.
That's sweet. Yes. All right. Okay. Well, this week we wanted to go back to some of our funny teacher stories, and we have had some added to our bank of funny teacher stories.
We have.
Which reminds me, people, if you are enjoying what you hear, make sure that you are subscribing.
Yeah.
Hit that little subscribe, rate us. It makes more people be able to see us and even share the podcast. So if you like us, which if you're listening,
hopefully you like us.
You like us. Hopefully, I mean, we haven't gotten too many hate mails. Too much hate mail.
Not too much.
Maybe some, but not a lot.
I'd like to say none. That would be lying.
We're not liars. So there's that. And we really need those great ones to overtake any negative ones. So
let that go and keep going.
So make sure that you're out there. Basically do that. But we're bringing back some of our fun teacher stories, and I'm gonna send one over to you first. You start us off.
All right. Are we sharing any of our own or just ones that came in?
I think I want to share ones that came in.
Okay.
Unless you want to share your own.
I'm great.
You're great to share other people's stories.
I prefer to share other people's stories.
I prefer to share other people's stories as well.
Well, speaking of my friend that I talked to today, she was telling me a funny story that last year she was working with a kid that had some behaviors and was really upset, and he had calmed down.
Yeah.
And he reached over to give her, she thought was a hug.
Yeah, I think there was a hug though. There was a hug.
And you know what? Like, you think, man, I am great at my job. You know, I'm sure in her head, she's like, man, look at me.
Breakthrough.
Bring it back.
I had a breakthrough with this kid. Now, it's like when you were holding the kid's hand. Exactly. Feels good. Can I bottle this up?
Yes. Except he whispered in her ear, you know, I can kill you in your sleep.
Gosh.
Those were the exact words.
So, yeah.
So, you know what?
I bet she slept great that night. Made sure the doors were locked.
I'm pretty sure that's not a warm, fuzzy feeling she wants to keep in her heart. So, you know what?
But it makes a good story.
It makes a good story.
And she is still around to tell it.
Which I'm very thankful.
Yeah,
because she's actually a lifesaver for me. So I'm very glad that she's here. Okay, we have another story.
Okay, so this one comes from Miss Jennifer. That's what we'll say, Miss Jennifer. Yes. She said she lets her students sit in her teacher chairs to read around the room. I'm sure many of us have done this.
I have. I do.
Actually,
all the time.
Yeah. After this story, I'll continue.
You won't do it anymore.
No. I don't actually like it anyways because I like my seat.
Oh no, I like.
You like giving your seat away?
Do.
Well, not after this. One of them peed on her computer chair. And didn't tell her. I can't believe they didn't tell you. Really, Jennifer, they didn't tell you? I went to check her. She went to check her email and sat in that chair and instantly realized what had happened. Had to go home. She obviously needed to go home.
Oh, that's awesome.
Shower, and then come back to work. And every year after that, she's told her class that they could sit in her chair as long as they didn't pee on it. And they always get a kick out of that story.
I get a kick out of that story.
Oh my gosh. So I don't, and this is actually just another reason for me to be like, no, you cannot sit in my chair.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm selfish in wanting to keep my chair, but
maybe there's a good reason.
I probably would, that easily would have happened to me.
You know what? That's actually probably a very good reason.
Well, we do have a friend that has the Code Brown story. We have a Code Brown story. I really need to get that whole thing get it out there.
Yeah, we can put it out there.
We could put it out there. I probably could put it on like TikTok and then put it everywhere else.
Yeah,
I'll have to clear it with a friend, but
she won't care.
No,
I'll clear it for you.
she's a great storyteller, so I could never do it justice. But basically, you can figure out what Code Brown means, and that Code Brown was all over her flip flop.
Yeah, you can hear the story. Hear the story.
I'll put that out there sometime.
All right, you ready for another one?
I'm ready for another one.
Okay, another one of my friends told me that she asked a child to go put her lunch in the fridge.
Put the teacher's lunch in the fridge. Okay.
Because she had been to the lunch, they knew how to do it, so they sent her down there. Okay.
Totally legit. Kid going to put up the fridge. Yeah, this was back in the 80s.
Yes. Last year. So anyway, when she went to go get her lunch out later to get it, it wasn't anywhere to be found.
Oh.
And so she went back to, I think, I'm probably totally I really should repeat people's stories because I'm probably making this up.
Which makes it a better story. Just make sure you make the story better if you're adding details. That's what I tell my students.
Okay. So anyway, she went back and she asked the I think it was a little boy. I can't remember. Hey, show me where you put I can't find it. So she went to look and she ran into the custodian.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I can't find my lunch. And he said, was that your lunch that was put here? I think it was the milk freezer was where it was. But that's not even the worst part.
Oh no.
He said, you're gonna need to go see the principal. And so she walked down to the principal's office.
Oh
no. And the principal was on the phone to someone in district office. And district office was saying to the principal, you need to look on the video and see who put that in the freezer.
Oh no.
Because today they had a health inspection and the food was left in the fridge.
Oh no!
So she said, I am so sorry, but what makes the story even better?
No.
The person in the office that was yelling at the principal was her husband.
What?
Yes.
What? Wait.
No.
So wait, okay, let me just get this straight.
Okay.
Teacher has a kid put a lunch in the fridge. They put it in the freezer, to which the health inspection comes through.
That day, unexpected.
And obviously they get lower because there is open food in the freezer.
You're following well.
And the principal is getting in trouble by somebody else.
Yes.
And that somebody else that's getting that is not happy is the teacher's husband.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So needless to say, I think that was probably a long ride home.
Oh
when they got home.
Gosh.
Yes. So would that not be awful?
That's awkward.
Yes.
That's super awkward.
Well, good news, they didn't have to look at the video because the girl right away said, I am so sorry. This is what happened.
Could they, did she call the health inspector, make sure they knew? It's totally, I mean, this isn't normal. My rotting sandwich that was in the freezer. Oh, no.
Yes.
So if you saw a review for a school that didn't have a great one because of open, it's probably
why.
It's one teacher making bad choices.
Yes.
All right, what do we have next?
Oh my goodness. Okay, next story.
Okay. So Kalina, say Miss Kalina.
Miss Kalina.
Miss Kalina, I like that.
Yeah.
So this person was a 6th grade teacher teaching 6th grade and using rubbing alcohol to clean her board. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, I actually find that very interesting.
Why aren't they using that spray?
Maybe it was before spray.
Before spray. Or maybe it was one of those really nasty boards. Okay. Yeah. So my students were quietly working, so I went looking for some to clean my board, looking for the rubbing alcohol. A student asked me what I was looking for, and I said, my alcohol. So let's just make a note that I think this is where, Then she obviously realized what she said, and then she said, well, my rubbing alcohol.
Listen, the first step, Kalina, is to come true. You want help. I feel like this is crying out for help. Is this a now?
Yeah, it might be.
Out for help. I will be with you on Monday. I will work you through this.
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed.
Don't be ashamed.
I am here for you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Those are the things like kids see or you would say and you're not even thinking about it. Like if you are taking a vitamin in the morning or something and the kids walk in and they think you're popping pills and you're like, it's a vitamin. It's a vitamin. Vitamin C, I promise. Like, oh my goodness. But, sometimes.
Listen, this is why we tell
things are out there.
You don't believe everything I hear, and we won't believe everything we hear because there's always more to the story. There's always more to the story.
The things... That's what we need another episode on is the things that our students have said to us. Like things that they've said have gone on at home. Because parents, you need to know that alcohol gets brought up a lot.
No.
Like a lot. So just saying.
That and smoking.
Yeah, this is a whole nother thing because like we do the don't meth with us assembly. And they learn nicotine is a drug and then they're like
they afraid their parents are going to die right then.
Yeah.
It's a hard one.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. Here's one of our, I think maybe our last story, unless you have another one.
Okay.
Another one?
Let's see what it is.
We'll see. Anyway, it was time for picture day. I think this just happened. Is that right? I just heard the story. I can't remember.
It just happened.
And they, the little girl, she was a third grader, told the teacher, I may or may not be wearing a ball gown for pictures tomorrow. And they said that little girl came in a full-fledged ball gown. Ball gown, dressed, her hair was beautiful.
But it looked like Cinderella, right? Like Cinderella, yes. Dressed in yellow.
So, had this beautiful ball gown on. And she said she even had to lift it up to step up on the risers for a group picture. And so it was a full-fledged ball gown. Uh-huh. Well, later during the day, she was gone for a long time.
Yeah.
And then when she came back in from the bathroom, the teacher said, honey, where have you been? And she said, listen, you don't want to know what it's like to poop in a ball gown. She said, it is not easy at all.
Very few people do, but you know what? I'm sure somebody could tell us the challenges that you must undertake.
You know what? I actually support a good ball gown. So you know what? I feel like this is a girl after my own heart. Go big or go home.
I've got a teacher friend, Mrs. Groves, who came to me this week and said, she came to me and Mrs. Miller and said, we kind of do teacher outings and stuff. She goes, I know what our next one needs to be. She said, I want us to go to Disney World.
You know, it's good she doesn't have high expectations.
And go through the process of becoming a princess. To which I said, Disney World. Uh-huh. Yes, she wants to. And I said, so I don't feel like that can happen soon. Are you talking about your retirement or something? What is this?
We can start putting money back.
But she has since taken it down. Okay. She just wants us to get fancy and prettied up like a princess in a ball gown and I don't know, go to McDonald's, go out on the town.
I would love to go too.
Are you wanting me to invite you?
Yes.
I have to get the clear from them. I just wanted to see your reaction.
Listen, I would like to rent a limo too.
Whoa.
No, I want to pitch in.
You're in. You're in. Robinson.
I'm the favorite friend.
Yeah, that's right. I know. Well, I feel like everybody wants to be a princess. So maybe it just needs to be an event anyways.
Oh.
Maybe it should be a teacher chatter event. Where we'd be princesses.
I love it.
Okay, now I've got to really think. I just had a small scale. Now it's getting bigger real fast.
Still big. Oh, sorry. I don't know what I was doing. I was talking over the microphone.
She's getting real excited. Oh, I've got another story.
Okay.
So, I heard this one this year. You know that when parents fill out information, they now have a section that says preferred name. So if your name is
Joel David. My husband's name's Joel. First name's Joel. You didn't know that?
No.
But he goes by David. It's Joel David.
Yes.
So even though his first name's Joel,
yes,
you call him David.
So situations like that or other things, it's a preferred name list. Well, this gentleman is in junior high.
Okay.
And he is going first days of junior high, great, trying to make a good impression. Every class that this kid goes to, the teachers are never saying his name.
Okay.
They are calling out, and I don't know if this is the exact name, but they're saying okay, Katie, are you here? Katie. Katie's not in class.
Okay.
Then they're kind of oh, well, anybody that didn't say your name? And this boy is raising his hand. This is happening in every single class. Well, come to find out, his mother, when filling out his registration forms, had put all of his information. But when she saw preferred name, I guess it was
for herself?
Yes. She put her own name in there.
No.
So this junior high boy now has on all of his paperwork that his preferred name is Katie or something.
Oh my God.
So the teachers, yes, it became a deal, and none of the teachers had really talked to each other because all of his teachers are all over the building. So they didn't, they finally got together and they were talking oh my goodness, I have this poor boy in my class that, we were calling him Katie, or we thought his name was Katie. And she goes, I couldn't find a Katie and nobody was claiming to be Katie. And
oh my God.
Happened class after class after class. Katie.
That is awful.
Yeah.
That's actually hilarious.
I just hope she went and changed it, because if it continues in his life, he's going to be really upset with mom. He's going to go to high school.
So
Katie.
Funny. That is so funny. That's actually a great story.
Yeah. Well, what can you do?
I like it.
Oh, I should share Lexi's story. Should I do that one? The ones that she shared at the Oscars?
Oh my gosh, yes. But then you have to show her own video for TikTok. But you have to tell her. That's a funny.
Tell it?
Yes.
Okay. Got another friend. Actually, mentioned this friend last episode. Lexi, great teacher, all these things. Yes. Lexi goes to conferences, and as we all know, as teachers, heaven forbid you get your own room, you're going to share with other people, and in her case, with people she doesn't even know.
Yes.
She goes to this conference, and she's just met this lady, and the lady's walking around in her underwear. Shirt and an underwear. This is what she sleeps in. Now, what you sleep in at home, fine. But when you are in a room with somebody you don't know, you wear pajamas. Put on the shorts, right? Well, this lady's not having it. It is underwear and t-shirt. So not only that, she walks up to our friend Lexi, and she, in her hand, has some icy hot.
Oh, this is awful. It's actually, every time I hear it, it's so awful.
To which she asked Lexi if she can put the icy hot on her back.
It's so awful.
Reminder, they've just met.
And Lexi is a new teacher.
She's a new teacher. This is like her mentor. Was it her mentor teacher? Like from another?
I don't even think she
I don't even know. No, I meant like maybe they just had been introduced.
Yeah.
Lexi, after being asked this, says, I've never had a greater joy in my life than to put icy hot on a stranger's back. No, she didn't say that, but she did agree to do it. And places said icy hot on the lady that she does not know's back. I don't know really what you do in those situations, but
I don't know what you would do, because honestly, how do you say no?
I know.
You should say no, but I think about myself.
Yeah, I know, me too.
I think I probably would have done it.
Yeah, well, Lexi also, in one of these situations, had her roommate that she didn't know go into the bathroom at night, and Lexi was went to sleep. She's been in there a long time. Lexi goes to sleep and realizes the lady never leaves the bathroom. She's there all night long. She sees Lexi in the morning and says, "You won't believe what happened." And she said, "Well, what?" And she goes, "I fell asleep on the toilet."
That can't be true.
It is true.
No, I believe. I can't believe the lady really fell asleep. Do you think? You know what? I bet she snored. I bet the lady snored,
and she slept in the tub.
I bet she was.
But that would be echoey more.
Yeah, I believe she could shut the door.
Oh my gosh, I don't know, but
Lexi falls asleep in the toilet, you would fall off.
I don't know.
Oh, poor Lexi.
Yeah. Good job, Lexi. You're a good person.
Yeah,
you're a good person.
You are a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm. So, all right.
Oh, well, you know what?
Got our challenge for the week.
I do have a challenge.
You want me to give some reminders?
Yeah, do that.
Okay. So, some friendly reminders. We have our Facebook. And on Facebook, we have several new followers and likes on there. Lindsay Brandstettler. Stetler. I know her, and I'm not saying it right, so that's good. A doctor, Libby Frank. Wow. You know you're big time with the doctors.
Yes.
And then we have
a doctor.
No, is she
Alicia Baum?
Oh, another doctor. Whoa,
I think
twice
so.
in a week?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
I'm pretty sure that Dr. Chris Bauman is now a top fan, too.
You know
if he accepts the badge.
Yeah, when he showed us that, he didn't say that he accepted.
I know.
He probably deleted.
Oh, rude. I'll have to check in on that later.
Yeah.
And then Serena. I can't speak. You want to try that? Serena Lovell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry that I'm butchering everybody's names. It is a Friday.
This is why I'm letting you do it, because we know I can't even say people's names that I actually know. So
well, I can't either. So that's good. On Instagram, Dr. Libby Frank there too.
Man, she's getting everywhere.
She is. I didn't see her.
She's retired, isn't she? So she has time.
She's like, whoop, whoop, whoop,
got
whoop,
time
whoop,
on my hands.
She's a hoot. That girl.
I actually don't know her.
What?
I just kind of know her in person, but I don't know.
Oh
her
my gosh,
personally.
you gotta know Libby. She's amazing. All right,
and then heard good things about her.
Yeah, of course. On TikTok, we have Serena Lovell is also on there, so she's been hot on our trail, and I appreciate it.
She's getting ready to have a baby, so she needs to have something to do because she'll have nothing to do when the baby comes. When you're up in the middle of the night, you'll be glad to have this.
Listen, teacher chatter.
100%.
And don't forget, we are on TikTok. You can subscribe there, and wherever you are listening to the podcast, make sure you're subscribing. We put it up on Facebook. But feel free to be sharing that out. Yeah. I saw we had some shares this last week. I did too. I loved that.
That was so exciting.
So good. So good.
All right. I found a little thing from Finding Joy. Oops, there I go again. So sorry. And this is a Facebook post, and it's a thing I'm calling called Finding Joy. But it says, the other day, I texted a friend of mine feeling overwhelmed and a bit envious of others. I humbly shared how so often the successes and wins others experience sometimes makes me feel less, like I'm not good enough or worthy or measuring up. Being a true friend, she kindly and gently wrote back, stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
That's what friends do. They listen, they fix crowns, and they speak truth. It might have been easier to just stay low with me, but it takes true friendship to dare to push the other person out of the thinking that gets you nowhere. Sometimes friendship is pictured as a coffee shop moment and sitting at the park and laughing at videos. But truly, the test of friendship comes in those moments of truth, speaking, and 3 a.m. calls and helping each other grow stronger, not stay stuck. It's risky. It means putting yourself on the line because you believe in your friend so much that you're willing to stand by her even if she gets upset by your words. The truth is that unless we have truth tellers and hand holders and cheerleaders and the friend who is there no matter what, we can easily get distracted in the journey and bogged down. Friends love each other so deeply that they're willing to be risky and say the uncomfortable. But then, after reminding me to stay in my own lane, she also reminded me of the good in that space. She was a mirror pointing truths back to me that I thought had overlooked. That's friendship. That's the greatest gift, honesty. The balance of truth and love and stick with you no matter what. And that lane thing. And I picked that because as we, especially as teachers, we have those friends that help us stay positive.
Yeah.
It helps us hear, like sometimes tells us hard things that we don't want to hear. And so I found this scripture that I loved. It said, 1 Peter 4:8-10. It said, above all, love each other deeply because love covers a multitude of sins. Offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. Each of us should use whatever gifts you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various form. So I'm just asking you this week, I want you to think about that one friend that you have that is a true friend to you, that tells you the hard things, that is there through the hard things. And I just want you to reach out with them this week and let them know how much you appreciate them. Because I think sometimes we take friends for granted.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a new Bible study at my church said, find your people on Wednesday nights. And as I was reading that, and I was just the first week, I thought, man, I am blessed with amazing friends.
Yeah.
But I just thought this week, I'm going to really reach out to those people that are there all the time and just let them know how much they mean. So I want you to really do that. Find that friend. And if you don't have someone, there is people out there that need friendships and needs a friend, and get out of your comfort zone. Go find a new friend and be that friend for someone. Because I promise you, if you're that friend for someone, it's only going to bless you.
Yeah. Well, and I like we've talked about like safe spaces, you know, like you and I've talked about that. There's things that we talk maybe off air. Sorry guys, you're not getting it all, but I'm like, you're my safe space on this one. Or I've got some other friends in just different scenarios, but having that is important. Sometimes you do just need I need to say this, but I'm not going to be to the whole world. I'm not posting it on Facebook or whatever. And just having those moments and knowing that you have those people, I think it's great.
Well, and my friend Keisha was talking today and was saying, we were talking about this and that. Sometimes you have to burst that bubble so you can heal. So you need to have that safe person that you can say, hey, I've had a really bad day. This is irritating to me.
Yeah.
But then after I can let it go and I can heal.
Give it to Jesus.
Yes, give it to Jesus and walk away.
Jesus and walk away.
So yeah, so I just want you to find that. If you don't have a friend, I urge you to go find someone that you can build that relationship. And if you do have that friend, reach out and let them know.
Awesome. I love it.
All right. Well, this has been exciting. It's good to be back to us. We've had so much fun with Chris.
We did like having Chris.
I have to say, I don't think I have laughed so hard.
Oh my gosh.
And that's one reason I was so excited to do this, because, I mean, you knew Chris really well.
Yeah.
But I did not know
you said his name right. Good job.
Lord, I practice all day now. But I did not know him as well as you did. And honestly, it's so fun to see him in a different light and to laugh with him. And I have laughed. Everybody I talk to, I'm like, when they're like, it was so funny, I said, it was really that much fun. Yeah. Like, it wasn't just, it came through. I hope it came through because it really was such a great time and one of the highlights of our time in the podcast because it was such a good time. Absolutely. Now we'll have to get Princess Kin on there. But Kin?
Hey, I'm going to throw one out there. I got a new one. I hear he's Kin Kin. Wait. That's what made me think about is Kin Kin. Well, Princess Kent, I hear has a new nickname and it's Kin Kin. Oh. Mm-hmm. Somebody thought they were talking about Dr. Kent and they thought his nickname was Kin Kin. So see, it was really a website. So we'll have to get him on the show so he can talk about Princess Kin Kin. You're on our list. Get ready. We know where you work. Yeah, that we do. That we do. Anyway, right. Well, hey, we hope you have a great week. This is Listen. Teacher Chatter. This is Robin. And Jill. And we'll see you next week. Well, not really see you, but, you know. You'll see us. Watch YouTube.